Trump is in a sense playing the arsonist fireman, isn't he? He creates this phony war over tariffs. And here it seems to have played out reasonably well because people have forgotten somehow that he actually started this phony war. How is it being interpreted by Xi and by China?
It's being interpreted as a phony war. They know they didn't provoke this. And they also, I believe, don't think Trump has the cards. Trump came and said, well, I've got all the cards, you don't. But they kind of know this law of poker, that if somebody else, if somebody thinks everybody else around the table has got a weaker hand than them, they're probably the one with the weakest hand. He just doesn't have the tools or the leverage over China to achieve what he wanted to achieve. And they know it. But Trump's got no coherent theory of this because, first of all, his theory of tariffs is creating jobs and so forth is completely wrong, right? So it can't be coherent. It doesn't make sense economically. But he just wants wins. Trump is all just about how does it make him look. So he looks tough when he puts in the tariffs. And he looks good when he comes up with a solution. And he doesn't care what justifies the solution. The Chinese, no, they did this with him once before. Remember, there was a standoff before, and they said, well, okay, we'll buy a couple $100 billion of your products. And he's like, yay, hey, everybody, they're going to buy a couple $100 billion of our product. Did they ever do it? No. And you want to know something? He is. But he's a scam artist. And so what he is interested in, he knows that he's going to be caught sooner or later because that's happened throughout his life, 5 bankruptcies, whatever has happened in the women in his life and everything. He's always doing a scam, right? And he knows he's going to get caught. So the thing for Trump is, what is my escape plan? How do I get out of this and how do I profit from it?
Is his escape plan to run for a third term? Because he keeps floating.
It's a little bit like the birthright citizenship thing. This plane, it's in the Constitution. He can't do it. 2, he's 78. He's going to be 79 next month. He's way too old to run for the president. He said he's not going to run for the presidency again. He's not going to run for the presidency again. If you were worried about Trump staying in office, that's not the thing to worry about. The thing to worry about is that the puppet masters, the guys behind Trump who are dictating the policies, Musk and Thiel and Zuckerberg and Bezos and the Federalist Society and all the dark money people, they're going to be there. They're not going away. They're going to pick candidates that advance their agenda. They're the ones that have got us into this mess over the past 40 years. And they're, going to continue to be a force in the U.S. life. So it's dangerous to mesmerize on Trump when the real problem is something, not that he's not a problem, but the real problem is something else. We see Trump donors writing things in the bills that are going on now, like there will be no regulation of AI or whatever that makes Elon Musk or Peter Thiel happy, or we're going to build a golden dome to protect America. Who's going to get the contract? Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. Those people are more important. And so if you go and you make a list, not only is the U.S. president not the number 1 or the number 2 person, he's not in the top 25. And I haven't even gotten to the fact that he used to be the most important person in America. But you got to give the Pope a shot at that now because he's an American. And there's a billion people that follow him. But he's going to be super influential on a few issues like immigration, refugees, the environment, so forth, where even though he's a conservative man, he's the head of the church, he's got positions that are contrary to Trump's and has been willing to call out Trump, call out Vance. And so there's this big, long list, and every day we're watching Trump bump down a couple of places on it.